Hello, Twitch chat and YouTube. Welcome to the Vintage PTQ on September 5th, 2021. This is going to be, I don't know how big a tournament. Let's find out. We're looking at less than 100 players. The reason it's less than 100 players is because it's gated behind qualifier points. And I think just a lot of vintage players just don't have qualifier points. There's not a real big reason to have qualifier points this year or this season because vintage is no longer a showcase event, at least for this season. So you're gonna have a lot of grinders who have qualifier points to use who are playing in this event. Yesterday, the metagame was extremely bug and Golos heavy, with Tinker actually having the best win rate. Today, I'm going to be playing this version of Tinker. I took Karate Dome's list from yesterday, which was a Grixis Breach Tinker deck with Witch. And I made theoretical changes. Like I said, I haven't really actually practiced this deck at all, but it's, it should be pretty straightforward. So this is a blue-black Saga Witch Tinker deck. People have been off of Witch pretty hard in the last few months, and I don't really see a good justification on why. If your justification is on Witch is bad against Saga, which it really shouldn't be, Pest should be pretty good against Saga tokens, then you can just play Saga yourself in the deck, and you don't really lose too much in terms of mana base like you would if you played 3 colors. When you play 3 colors in your Saga deck, you end up with a shit mana base, to put it bluntly. So this is a blue-black Saga deck using Witch as your primary fair win condition, but you also have Vault Key and Saga. And we're still going to have Tinker Sphinx in the main because there's just so much bug running around, and bug players still don't respect Sphinx and still won't play an answer to Sphinx. So if you can just Tinker a Sphinx in play, you'll be good. Yeah, except you keep, all the Zoomers keep saying that Witch is bad. So I don't know, Slasher. I don't think you get to take credit for playing the better Tinker deck when I'm continually told Witch is bad, and I don't really understand why. Because Witch should be incredibly good against Saga unless they have a Manifold Key. And if you're forcing your Saga opponent to get a Manifold Key, it might actually be advantageous for you, and you could also, needle it if you really needed to. We'll see what happens here. Again, this deck is mostly theoretical in the fact that I haven't actually played any matches with it. I've just taken working lists and tuned it to a way that makes sense for me. And so I think this is the best way to go about it. I really don't think PO is in a good spot, so I just chose not to play PO today. I think that I'm not a good enough Golos player to play Golos today. I think Esper Saga is incredibly bad. I think all the three color Saga decks are very, very bad. And I wouldn't recommend the 3-color Saga decks. And I just didn't get any matches in with Oath. So I have no idea how good Saga Oath is. So let's get into it. Round 1. Playing against Grinder A. Yeah, this is fine. It's not great by any means, but I have Soul Ring on turn 1, Demonic for Tinker with Force Backup on turn 3 on the play. It's probably fine. Did we still end up with less than 100 players? Yes, 91 players today. That's kind of what I expected, to be perfectly honest. My personal viewpoint is I just don't think a lot of the vintage players have qualifier points right now. So I think you're gonna end up with a bunch of people who are just Magic Online grinders who are playing in it because it's a PTQ. No Golos today. All right, so it looks like we're up against maybe Tinker, maybe Golos. Oh, 8 cast. So this is the all-in version of Tinker. Just plays crazy amounts of Seed of the Cyanons and stuff. Or is it PO? Is this a Tinker? All right, my opponent's starting hand was 3 mana rocks, including a blue mana rock, a bauble that they tinkered away. They didn't tinker away a mana crypt, they tinker away a bauble, and they're tinkering. Do they also have Force Backup?
Wait, what happened to Shop's Master Justin?
Oh, no, none of that. All right, well, of course, my opponent had turn 1 Tinker with Force Backup off of triple restricted card, so that's a Tinker Mirror for you. So time to find out. Yep, they have a Citadel in their deck too. Sure. All right. Theoretically, my opponent can brick here, and I could draw a Moxen, in which case I can still Demonic Tinker and maybe win. So we'll let him play it out. My opponent just hit 3 Moxen off the top. They did hit a land finally, though. Let's see if they hit another land. The card that they can brick on, it can't be Force, because if it's Force, I'm fucked. But if it's another land, then we have a chance. I don't have a Hercules in my main deck, actually, which is a little awkward. Because theoretically here, I could go Demonic Hercules. I guess they might... No, they only have 1 black, so they wouldn't be able to replay. Hull Breacher's annoying, though. I'll cast. I do think my opponent's deck is probably one of the worst Citadel decks in the format, because it plays 4 Thought Cast, 4 Thought Monitor, which is a 5 life spell and an 8 life spell. But I don't think it matters too much, because Citadel should just win anyways. And I guess if you just draw all your Thought Monitors instead of having them on the top of your library, that works too. I might concede before they crack this bobble, so I should stop F6ing. I still think I could get a turn here, though, so I'm going to not concede. Yeah, all right, so I got a turn. If my top card's a Moxen, I can still Tinker. Let's see what they know about. They know about Preordain. Okay, so I can still Preordain into a Lotus. No, I can't Preordain into a Lotus because of Hull Breacher. My opponent is at 10, so I think I am just going to cast Demonic and get a Tinker and hope it works out for later. I'm going to take 7 and go to 12. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Do I want to give them an artifact so I can scry? I actually probably still would do. I don't really think one treasure matters. Oh, actually, I take 10 from Citadel. Okay, though, this might work, right? So I play this. Am I 1 mana short? Oh, I'm 1 mana short, aren't I? Just not enough Moxen. That's unfortunate. Because that would be a different avenue. Oh well. I actually don't think I have any chance of winning this game because I forgot about Citadel. So I'm still going to have just 2 low life. They do have a mana crypt, I guess. It's kind of unfortunate that yeah, the Time Vault play would be interesting. It would definitely be interesting. Yeah, I mean, I just got vintaged here. My opponent had turn 1 Tinker with Force Backup, and I had, you know, turn 3 Tinker with Force Backup. I think the worst part is they just had a Sapphire to pay the blue. That was pretty gross. If I top deck Key, I could take infinite turns, I guess. Looks like they're holding open like a force or something, though. Scroll. So now, unfortunately, if I tinker, they could just kill me if I go for Citadel. So I guess I could technically tinker for a Sphinx. No, I can't tinker for a Sphinx. It's gone. Don't think there's anything. I don't think I have any choices here. Okay. Yeah, we'll just go next. Yeah, unfortunately, just didn't have as good a hand as my opponent. I'm gonna pack some Hercules Recall here. I don't really know how much Flusterstorm and negations you actually want, because they have like a lot of creature-based engines. I don't think I need an island. I don't think I need... I mean, Eliminate can kill Emery, but that's not really how these games go, so I don't think that really matters very much. I definitely don't need a Sphinx, just need a Citadel. I do like having the Needle. We learned that yesterday. I think you're always having your Needle in your Saga decks makes sense. And I don't really see need for more than an 8 Witch, so let's just do this. I don't think I want 3 Hercules, but I do think I want some Hercules. Yeah, this looks good to me. I don't really think you're super favored in these like 8 cast matchups, because you don't really have good ways to punish your opponent who played like a weaker mana base. So theoretically, my opponent who's playing like a Seed of the Cyanod based mana base is like super weak to Collector Roof and Null Rod. I don't really have a way to punish that, so they end up being just like more explosive. While they are like a worse Citadel deck than us, it doesn't mean that like it's not so worse that it's a problem. This hand looks like shit. I mean, this hand is also not fantastic, but... I mean, I have a Force, and I have Saga active on turn 1, so... No, I think Paradoxical is, like, kind of just not a great spot, and it's also just not a good card. I do think, like... I don't know. My opponent's, like... Jeez, another... I really don't like Citadel very much in the deck where you're playing 8 cost draw 2s, but... What are they gonna do? Are they gonna name Saga here? Shit, alright. What the fuck is happening? Look at this. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm just not a strong enough wizard to be able to win these games here. Jesus Christ. I'd kill to have those hands. I would just kill for these hands. All right, no more vintage qualify me for the Pro Tour. That one's out the window. Oh my god. Maybe I get to go back to bed, I guess. Got it, homie. Holy shit. What the hell is this? It's just go. Just go button. Oh, man. Yeah. They got a key? Does that mean they just nattied into vault? Probably means they nattied into vault, right? All right, my opponent is way better at vintage than me. Jesus. All right, sure, why not? You got it. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Well then. All right, here we are, round 2, vintage PTQ versus the whale. I don't know why I keep saying that, but we're battling. Looking like turn 1 merchant for ancestral, turn 2 maybe witch, maybe something else. Yeah, bug stuff. Unfortunate problem of turn 1 ancestral. Ooh, wow, that was a good draw. I was like, I don't really want to fetch for their death right, but this works too. The sequencing here actually looks pretty good. If I go next turn, I go Saga Witch, and then the turn after that, I can go Ancestral Saga, Ancestral Activate Saga, which is pretty interesting. Do they have their own Ancestral? Yeah. Yeah. Why pay 2 mana for Ancestral when you can simply draw Ancestral? This being a collector roof would be problematic, I would say. Okay, it was not. I mean, they're probably holding up in Flusterstorm, so we're gonna defy expectations. No. I don't. Narset's pretty unplayable. Narset is being pitched to Forcible. The problem is my opponent looks like they're representing Fluster. All right, Force. Force. You're gonna Fluster this, or you're gonna Fluster this? Looks like they're gonna Fluster this. I kind of think that makes sense. The Witch does seem more important than the Ancestral. Damn, Witch already putting in work here. All right. So my opponent's got 2 lands, a Deathrite Shaman, and 4 cards in hand, and I've got 2 lands, Saga. Ooh, no Wasteland. Okay, so we're gonna get a Construct here, and an Ancestral maybe, unless we get oofed. Leovold. All right. Well, my Ancestral. Yeah, that is a problem with waiting on this Ancestral for sure. That is definitely the downside. So I can play another Saga this turn, because I can activate, and I can activate. Yeah, I can play another Saga this turn. Obviously, this exposes me to Vigor, but I have Force, and I don't think they have Vigor at this point. This looks pretty decent for me, to be honest. Saga should be pretty strong here if they don't have like Wasteland, Leovold, or Wasteland, Oath, or Force of Vigor, which it kind of seems like they don't have those things. Demonic. I think I'm letting this happen, and then I'll force whatever they get. I guess they can get Waste. No, they can't get Wasteland, right? They played a land this turn. Oh, they didn't play a land this turn. So now they can get Wasteland. Okay, I probably should have forced it. I didn't consider Demonic for Wasteland. I was thinking like Demonic for Oof or Demonic for Vigor, but I wasn't considering Demonic for Wasteland, and I probably should have considered that. I mean, no. if they tutored and got vigor and they had cruise, like it's pretty bad for me. But I'm still gonna get 2 constructs, so I don't. Maybe it's not the worst. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to force that cruise. It's possible I'm supposed to let it resolve, but I think them drawing into like Wasteland and something good would be problematic. Could be wrong though. All right, so they didn't go for vigor. Another saga is certainly interesting. I think I just get... Has to be something mana producing here, so I can continue activating sagas. Probably just a Soul Ring. Saga looks real strong here. This is definitely the situation where Saga shines. When your opponent just has no answers to it, it just runs wild with the game. I'm the mid-range deck now. Look at me. I'm the mid-range deck. I'm aggro? I guess. I don't know. It's pretty slow for aggro. Saga is basically Goblin Guide. I don't know. I don't know about that one, not me. That's certainly a comparison. I guess they can still like hard cast a vigor on me. Pretty good for them. All right, my opponent's off it. You'd like to see it. All right, just play a saga every turn, and don't get oofed, wastelanded, or vigored. God bless. Yeah, Miharu is on like 3 or 4 sagas in her Oath deck, which is wild. She just put a bunch of... She like followed the Dom Harvey plan and threw a bunch of sagas in Oath. And I watched a few of her matches from yesterday's challenge, and they were interesting. It was interesting. All right, so we're against Bug. Let's bring in Push. Needle. I personally I'm not going to go to 4 Fluster Storms. I'm going to leave it at 3. I'm going to grab a Swamp. I'm off of the Gush here. I don't really like the Gush in this matchup. I don't like Narset in this matchup. I don't really like... I kind of like taking out Vault Key in this matchup. I mean, the last like 4 matches versus Bug I played with Saga decks has convinced me I wanted more Needles. I thought, yeah, my initial heuristic was that I didn't think Needle was good. But it's mostly because Needle on Wasteland is so powerful, right? Previously, in old Tinker decks, you would only be needling Deathray Shaman and Oko, and I didn't think that was enough. But this deck, you actually want to needle Wasteland, Deathray Shaman, and Oko, and I actually think it does matter. So I'm gonna take out Vault Key, and I'm gonna take out So I take out Vault Key because they play Collector Roofs and Vigors and stuff, and I don't think it's like very reliable. I'm gonna take out Narset because they play creatures and it's hard to protect, and I'm gonna take out Gush because it just doesn't feel like you can do that kind of thing with your mana base. Not like against Wastelands and Tempo. Those are my reasonings to take these cards out. Yeah, I would say that my mind has been changed on Needle based on the matches that I've played. This hand looks great against Bug if they don't have turn 1 Collector Roof. What's the guy to do? Man, X-Whale should take lessons from the other Bug players and draw some more jewelry. So I'm just going to play around Daze by playing everything out. Force? No force. All right, well, I'm pretty bad against Collector Roof here, but what's I got to do? I can vamp for a removal spell. Not that I can cast a removal spell, but if they do class Collector Roof, I'll draw with this top, and then I'll I was gonna say I would draw at the top and then I'd vamp on upkeep, but now it looks like my opponent's gonna play Collector Roof and Wasteland, and I'm gonna lose probably. So, what's a guy to do? Oh, they chose not to use the Wasteland. That's interesting. I don't know why they chose not to use the Wasteland. Maybe they're holding open Fluster. I feel like if they had just played the Collector Roof and Wastelanded me, it would have been stronger. I think I'm gonna vamp for another land here. Actually, vamping for Academy is really interesting, isn't it? They're not representing Fluster. They just wanted to play 2 Collector Roofs. Interesting. Oh, do I have an Academy in my deck? I might have cut Academy. You're right, I might have cut Academy. Fair. Yeah, I don't think I have Academy in my deck. Let's take a look. I'm pretty sure I cut it. Yeah, I cut it. Okay, never mind. So yeah, now getting like a Fatal Push is really bad because my opponent has double oof. Also makes my attacking bad because I don't really have great attacks unless I can get a Fatal Push for later. I have a land. It's probably going to get Wastelanded, but at least I can keep my blue land. Maybe I can beat a Wasteland by going like Underground Sea and then drawing and casting Ancestral. Maybe I just want to get an island and go and just cast Ancestral here. I could go Needle on Waste. Yeah, that is definitely a choice I could make. I don't think that's better though. I think getting another land is actually better than that, usually. I think just casting the Ancestral this turn makes sense. I'm going to go with Island, and then I'm going to cast Ancestral. While they're tapped out of Flusterstorm mana. That's pretty interesting. So now if they don't Wasteland me, I get to play Saga. I guess they can hit my Saga in response, but yeah, that's interesting. I ended up drawing a top again, huh? Yeah, so this has Menace, but I don't want to trade 1-for-1 with an Oof right now. That doesn't seem like a useful use of my Witch. Should be interesting to see if they Wasteland me or not. They did Wasteland me. Does that mean they have a second Wasteland? I mean, if they have a second Wasteland, yeah, Needle would have been better. Okay. I don't know. This doesn't feel like a bad spot to me. See if they have a second Wasteland here. If they don't have a second Wasteland, we're like really good shape, right? Gosh. Yeah, worse versus Vigor and worse versus Oko and worse versus Assassin's Trophy. So there's like a lot of issues with it. Yeah. I kind of think it's just better to get a basic. Especially because I think casting Ancestral there is the plan I wanted to go by, do something. I like the way I chose to do it. Haha, pay 3 life. I mean, this looks like winning board state to me. Wow, they had a Vigor. Okay. I guess they did cast Gush here. I'd like to draw like a Preordain and then just play another Saga. Oh wait, I forgot this is not a Witch anymore. Okay, I'm gonna hold this. I'm just gonna play a Saga then. We're grinding. Like what? One of the cards in their hand is a land and they have 2 unknowns. And we have another Saga coming. I guess this is actually just a blank until I empty my hand. But I think it's like reasonable to get to a point in this game where we cast Brainstorm even if they have a Leovold in play. Interesting. Unfortunately, we can't really use that Time Walk here because we have to make sure we get a Saga. It does stop us from being able to do witch things at the moment, but that's okay as well. No, I'm not saying cast it right away. I'm saying that we might use it as a spell to get pest tokens. That's an interesting draw. So definitely Needle here, and I'm definitely needling Oko. I still think I'm supposed to attack. Maybe I'm not supposed to attack Oko. So they have good blocks? Not really. I might just leave Oko and just get greedy. They have to have an Assassin's Trophy or another Vigor. I'm gonna go face, please. That's the play. That's a trade I'm willing to make. Okay, that's also a trade I'm willing to make. Okay, are there trades? I don't know if there is a single block that I wouldn't be happy about here. Any block my opponent does, I think I'm okay with. Yeah, I think taking that makes a little bit more sense. All right, I mean, this looks decent. Looks decent. Which looks great in this game. Saga obviously was the big one, though. If you just keep jamming Sagas until one sticks, it does sometimes work out. Obviously, they just needed to draw more Wastelands, right? All right, so... Can't probe yet. Let's just attack with my constructs. I think I'm gonna attach with this witch as well. Attack with the witch, attack with the construct, attack with the constructs, attack. I didn't want to attack with the witch that turn. I want to attack with the witch this turn. I think the witch is much more profitable attack if I'm attacking with it on this turn in comparison to last turn. It also makes it so they have no swing back. Oh, I guess if we have a contract, there's probably no swing backs. I don't really care. I don't think I'm actually casting Fatal Push, so that's unfortunate. It's okay though. No, because probing them draws them a card. So you don't want to probe them there. All right, they're going to be down to 2 cards after this. Definitely have no interest in probing them there, yeah. Yeah. Leovold's a powerhouse for sure. They drew Brainstorm into Cruise. Fantastic. It's always wild to me that... oh, I'm getting probed. Okay. Never mind. Thought they were going to cruise me. All right. So they know about my push now, which is annoying. I didn't want them to know about my push. I have 2 lethal constructs, though, which is nice. Well, I guess this is not lethal construct unless I draw an artifact because of Deathrite Shaman, unless they tap that. Blue. Time Walk? No, they've Time Walked and they've Gushed, so they're digging. Oh, they have a Brazen Borrower. Unfortunate. Opponent's a smart wizard. Plays Answers to Sphinx. Interesting draw. Yeah, I'm gonna swing in with this lethal construct. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, this is fine. They know about my push. And I don't think hitting the oof does anything right now. So this looks fine. They don't know about my force, which is nice. They have a draw. What is their draw? Assassin's Trophy on my construct. Oh, Abrupt Decay on my needle. Wow, they hit the Abrupt Decay. Well, that's a really good top deck there. Ooh, boy. Yeah. Guess you have Abrupt Decay on my needle. Assume this becomes an elk. I think I will push the... Ooh, interesting. It doesn't become an elk. I'm just going to push this Leovold now because they triggered my Revolt. They are going to draw a card, but that's okay. We have Force still. As long as they don't draw Fluster. I guess we do beat... They drew Ancestral? Alright, well... Drew Ancestral. Yikes, alright. Alright, Leo down. I also have an end of turn Brainstorm here, which I think I'm going to do. Actually fine. Oh, maybe I should have taken the Sphinx because I can cast it. I could have cast it. That was bad. No, I actually think the Lotus is fine. Because they have to chump this turn. I should have taken the Sphinx because I could cast it. It's okay. It's not that bad. Now I have Witch Fluster, which is pretty good as well. But yeah, I should have taken the Sphinx because I could have cast it here. I didn't really think about that, to be perfectly honest. 3, 5, yeah. I had Fluster plus Sphinx. I don't care. That is not how Lotus after Witch is not how it works, and you wanted to make the construct a 5/5. So I'm gonna have to say no on that one. If they had chosen to steal the Witch, it shouldn't be bad. Yeah, I guess there's some chances that playing the Witch is bad here, actually. You're right. Actually, that does seem like a punt. Maybe playing this Witch is actually bad. If they chosen not, if they go to 3, they steal the Witch, and they drew, I guess they can't draw Ancestral, but if they had drawn Dig or Cruise, that might have been bad. Obviously, the play was I should have not kept the Witch. I should have kept Sphinx and just hardcast it, but I didn't think about that when I kept the things. I definitely should have done that. Definitely should have had Sphinx here. I can't lose if I play a Sphinx here, so. They do. Oh, they can't steal. You're right. They can't steal. They can't steal, not me. Because it has ward. Man, Witch is sick. Witch is so good. Frozen Ape, totally correct. They were at 3 life, so they actually couldn't steal. I guess they could have played the Brazen Borrower and then steal, but then I have a Brazen Borrower, which is... That's not going to work out for them. Interesting. That's kind of wild. I didn't even think about that, to be perfectly frank there, too. All right, we got one. All right, here we are, round 3, Vintage PTQ. We got a rematch from yesterday's top 8. Murky Black was the Thoughtcast 8-cast player who won the tournament. So let's see if we can get some revenge after they knocked us out in the top 8. That seems fine. No, it was not remotely close. I have just been getting completely stomped by these 8-cast players. Their decks are just like typically more powerful than mine, and if you don't like null rod them, shit goes badly. So I had 4 null rods in my other game, so let's see. This one I think I'm just like I'm probably just not very faithful. That's a lot of lands. Probably in not a great spot. Saga, yeah. Like once again, I have an extremely hard time drawing artifacts. My opponents do not have this issue. I feel like this just doesn't do anything to mental misstep that. Like, if 3 of these were Moxen, we would be in much better shape. But, like, I've just drawn in all lands. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of my 17 lands, yeah. Not good. Looks like they just have a bunch of counter magic. So this needle is pretty strong. Wow, that's probably going to be pretty strong as well. Let's see if we can get bait a Force of Will with this Witch. No? I assume this will just be a Sensei's Divining Top. Try to find them like a Thought Monitor or whatever. Thoughtcast, Thought Monitor. Yo, ICFSN. Thank you. Welcome back. I mean, all they need to do is find one like Thoughtcast or Thought Monitor and they go off, right? It's gonna be pretty hard for us to force through a Time Vault, but Just have to hope they didn't draw any forces. It's kind of how it'd be. It's possible. Oh god. The Bolus from the yard. They can untap the Mox Opal with the Minamo to make an extra black mana. Insanity. Flusterstorm would be a decent draw, though. They tapped out a blue mana? Interesting. Top deck Flusterstorm would be interesting here. Nope. Got a force? No force. All right. Well, I think we stole this game. And this is why I'm playing Time Vault Key in my deck. I think Time Vault Key against non-collector roof decks is just super, super powerful with Saga. I don't think I win this game if I don't have Vault Key in my deck. I'll take it, though. All right, so what we boarded last time? We boarded in Negation, 2 Hercules, and Fluster. And we boarded out Sphinx, Island, Eliminate, Witch is what we did, I think. I don't remember. I think that's what we boarded out. Yeah, we'll do that. I don't really care about killing an Emery. Like, it's not great for me, but I don't really think that's the axis in which this game typically hinges on. Call me by your name. Do 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 do. Is there even a picture? Oh, someone did put a picture in. So I could ask. Oh. They're around, aren't they? Oh, they're not around anymore. Damn it. Need to ask them. So I have Burr Run's information, and maybe we can ask Sun Q to find out who they played against, what they played against in round 1, and then we'll be fine. That will work. What do we got? I got a force. I got needle. Yeah, this looks fine. I'm gonna try not to use my force, but my opponents have had lots of Black Lotuses. I think I'm supposed to let this resolve because I think the Ancestral is too important for me, especially with Yagwell. Also, this isn't the most threatening start. I guess a question would be, do we like play into negation? I'm gonna bait misstep. I think I'm supposed to cast this here. I think the upside is high. And then if they force this, which is fine, we can just demonic for Lotus. All right, we have that matched. I think my opponent's hand was much worse than their previous hands. So I do get really wrecked by a Flusterstorm. For what it's worth. I think I'm gonna wait. I don't think I'm gonna cast Yogwill this turn. If they fluster my demonic, that's okay. Maybe I'm just supposed to get time vault actually. That actually seems better. Yeah, I'm just gonna get time vault. They have one card in hand. Their Saga's not going off yet. They will basically have to draw a blue card Force or Natty draw Needle. And we can draw a blue card for our own Force as well. Yeah, this sounds better. And even if they countered it, we would have Yogwill at some point. Again, Vault Key coming up big. The one Needle against opposing Sagas in your Saga deck just seems really, really good. It's come up multiple times in the past few days. Oh, they actually are pretty close to killing me as well. But now we are guaranteed to win this game because they have no way to counter this Time Vault right now. So they were actually one turn away from winning, which is pretty crazy. And I wouldn't have even been able to counter it. But we got there first. Crazy. Wild, wild, wild. Woo! I feel like, again, just massive steals. These Tinker Mirrors are really, really volatile. But we'll take it. Okay, here we go. Round 4, Vintage Challenge. We gotta keep winning. We're up against Senpai Blank, who's awesome, helps to do data a lot, but is a notorious Jeskai villain. So Sand's not gonna do it. We want to see some Saga stuff. We want to see some witches. This is fine though. Let's do this. Where has Bazaar gone? It just doesn't feel like, well, the two most played decks are Golos and Bug, and Bazaar technically does not have a good matchup against either of those, right? So it's pretty hard for Bazaar to exist in a metagame where Golos and Bug are combined 25% of the metagame. I think I'm gonna just force pitch Fluster. If they want to force back, it lets us high roll. Okay. I don't think Time Walk is like a supremely powerful card here. I just think Time Walk allows us to do the most high rolling. That's interesting. I think we just want both. Well, the question becomes like, do you think your Jeskai deck can actually beat Golos, Bug, and Tinker? And if you can construct a Jeskai deck that efficiently does that, then yeah, go for it. So my opponent does know about all my plans now, but I don't think that's a huge deal. I assume they'll hold up like Pyroblast or Fluster here. And then I'm just going to start with Time Walk. It's possible I really fucked up by not pitching the Time Walk to Force of Will. I could totally have pitched the Time Walk to Force of Will. I just felt like there was a lot of lines that involved Demonic Tutor that would allow me to do in Time Walk that would let me like get ahead of my opponent. But maybe I didn't really feel like I had an option to be protecting things with Flusterstorm is what I'm saying. Wow. That is incredible. Yeah, Narset Finding Force. Well, that's pretty fucked up. But that's a great draw. It's a fantastic draw. The Narset is pretty fucked up here, though. It's really strong. See if they force my demonic. They chose not to force my demonic. What is the best thing I can do here? Maybe I just pick up my own Flusterstorm here. Maybe... I mean, they have a Force of Will. It gets a little awkward. There's like some things to be said about Saga, Witch, Time Vault. If we keep jamming things, I feel like eventually we will win, though. So maybe it makes a lot of sense to just get Time Vault. There's definitely a bunch of upside to getting just another Saga. The problem is the timing doesn't really work out super well, right? Like, I don't even get to play the Saga on the next turn. I have to hold it for the turn after. And maybe that is fine. Well, the problem with Fluster protecting Ancestral is my opponent has a Narset in play, or Tone, which makes that not very good. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pick Time Vault. No, Saga's very good in this situation. What the fuck? No one is gonna tell you Saga's not good in the situation where you're playing against Jeskai who has no answers to Saga. Oh my god, people are just... What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with you people? This is the exact situation where I said Saga was good. Prismatic Ending is a problem. So my opponent has 7 cards in hand, including Force of Will, Prismatic Ending, and now they're Dig Through Timing. I don't know. Jeskai, when they draw Ancestral, is just very, very strong. Maybe I was supposed to get second Saga. Ooh. If I fetch Soul Ring, fair. What the fuck is this? Okay, well. I guess I die. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. Does it really matter what I do when my opponent, like, casts 7 Ancestrals in a game? The problem is I should not have... The problem is I should have definitely gotten Saga, because... Wait, what did they just return to their hands? Negation? What did they just return to their hand? They returned Gip Probe. The problem is they have a Force of Will, so I can't ever Volt Key. I'm probably actually going to cast this Ancestral at the end of the turn if they don't... I mean, if they don't put a creature in play, then I'm going to not cast the Ancestral because of... But if they put a creature in play, I might just cast the Ancestral as a cantrip. But I think this Demonic Tutor was wrong. I probably should have just gotten second Saga because I just... Well, did I think my opponent was going to cast another Ancestral? Maybe. So this is fine, because this is just going to die. Because I'm going to... Unless they have a Bolt or a Swords, in addition to their Force and Prismatic Ending, right? I don't think I'm allowed to get Key. I think I have to get, like, top. Well, they didn't bring back Negation, so I could always Yogg Will back my Vault. But unfortunately, if they Prismatic Ending my Key, pretty bad for me. Just trying to figure out if there's a world. Well, I guess this is just chumping unless they have a Bolt or a Swords, right? Trying to figure out if I want to draw one card is what I'm trying to say. The problem is, what one card can I possibly draw? Fluster? Fluster is the only card I could possibly draw, in which case they should be bolting and sorting this right now. But because they're not bolting and sorting this right now, even though they know my hand, I don't really feel like they have one. So I'm gonna, I don't know, see if I can't high roll and get an Ancestral off here. Sure. All right, so I have 2 constructs and... I could actually just Needle Tarn right now. kind of interesting. The problem with that is if I go key, they are incentivized to just ending my key, but now if I go needle, they're incentivized to ending my construct. The thing is, attacking Narset here and making them trade off their Lavinia is pretty decent. This is a weird play. I don't know if I like it, but I'm gonna try it. Also stops them from doing Sanctuary for a second. They have to chump with this Lavinia. If they choose not to chump, it means they're gonna force my Ancestral. Because they have a Force of Will in their hand. Also, like, tinkering for a Citadel with a Lavinia in play doesn't do anything. Because I can't cast spells to have them resolve. They'll all just get countered. There's like 7... There's a lot of reasons why we can't do any tinker things there. Alright, so my opponent gets to attack with a Forger, and he gets back Ancestral Recall. So we're still probably dead, but... I don't know. It's just when your opponent casts turn 1 Ancestral off of Jeskai, it's super hard to win. Okay, this is interesting. All right. So they have 9 cards in their hand. And if I let them attack again, they get a negation. They can easily have removal. I think if I want to win this game, I have to cast this Ancestral. I don't think beating down with constructs is going to be good enough. I am going to cast Ancestral on my turn. Wait, Storm count is 1. Who cast a spell? No one cast a spell, right? Oh, they cast Ancestral. Okay. Maybe I'm not. I don't think I'm supposed to Ancestral on my turn then. Can I really afford to play around Flusterstorm anyways? I don't think so. All right, so I guess I lose. Okay. I don't know. I feel like every choice I made in this game was pretty irrelevant besides maybe keeping Time Walk. It's possible the Demonic Tutor was bad too. If I got Second Saga, I still don't know if I still don't think Second Saga does it. All my opponent has to have is like they have removal. All they need is removal. Like, they can even just 1-for-1 all of my things. Yeah, I don't. Whatever. Stupid Jeskai deck. I mean, if Jeskai just dominates Saga this easily, then yeah, I feel like Jeskai is probably a pretty good one in the format. But my opponent did just have Ancestral, right? So hard to say. We're gonna bring in Push and Fluster, and we're gonna take out Island and Mystical and Stinks. Looks fine. I did have Force for Ancestral, right? They just had Ancestral with Force backup. Yeah, I mean, we've lost a lot of games today that were just unwinnable vintage games. This lane looks really strong though. Just put back this needle. We'll take a quick peek what's in their hand, and this feels like cheating, but we'll do it anyways. Force, Alpine Moon. Okay, Alpine Moon, huh? All right, rip the Saga Life. All right, we're just gonna have to go for Island, Ancestral with Fluster backup. No play? Does that mean they drew Fluster? I still think I'm supposed to Ancestral in this upkeep. They did. They drew Fluster. Wait, no, they drew Pyro. So I'm going to get Force Pyroed. Okay. It's pretty brutal. I could pay for a Fluster. That was the whole point. All right. So this. Wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's a really unfortunate one card to draw. I could have waited and like hoped that they play a Ponder, and then I could have gotten the Ponder and the Pyroblast, but there's always like a pretty decent chance they just go for Moon or something instead, or do nothing, and it doesn't really end up being good for us. They chose not to shuffle. Well, I guess that's where we're going in life, isn't it? Well, I don't know. My opponent has Misty Rainforest, Alpine Moon, 2 unknowns. Kind of think we're just supposed to jam for Vault Key. No, I kind of like jamming Vault Key. They're gonna think that no, they know that I know they have an Alpine Moon. All right, I'm just jamming and see if it works. My opponent has only 3 unknowns. They just pondered. They have Moon for Saga. Yep. Now they have to have a prismatic ending on this. Fuck. I feel like there are so few outs for my opponent, but that is one of them. All right, whatever. Yeah, we're dead. This matchup seems very bad. I can still draw Tinker right now, I guess, is the big one. Nope. Playing against Jeskai is so miserable. It feels weird for them to have kept a prismatic ending in their Ponder. But they could have just drawn it blank, maybe. I don't have that luxury because I don't have enough mana to do that. I don't have that luxury. I cannot make that play. Wow. No, I like the play I made. It just didn't work. I would probably make the same play again. It's incredibly hard for them to find off of just Ponder and one unknown Force plus blue card. And I think it's fairly unlikely that they would have an answer on the board. I think it makes sense. I think the play makes sense. I just think it didn't work out. All right, well, maybe Fatal Push was not the right card to bring in if my opponent is on mono whales. Which, I don't know how you can play 2 Delve cards inside of a Treasure Cruise. So they have 4 Delve cards in their deck? Whatever, sure. You got me. Okay, welcome to round 5 out of 7. Vintage PTQ, we found a wild, this is Dom, right? Or is this the other one that's like Dom's name, but isn't Dom? Oh, this isn't Dom. This is the other one that's like Dom's name, but isn't Dom. Never mind then. Alright, let's just battle then. Keep. I got powerful hand. Well, not really. I have power in my hand. Currently can't do anything powerful, but... Alright, you see my hand. I get to F6. Everybody wins. We're gonna have to hope here that our cards find us something useful. Oh, Probe Ancestral off Sapphire. That's a good one. It's a strong play. Misty Pass. Well, sheesh. I like that. Am I getting my Time Walk Flusterstormed? That's the question. I'm not. All right, well then... I'm gonna keep going. Oh, that would be interesting. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep that though. I don't feel like I'm gonna wait a turn on this Narset anyways, so I think I'd rather just find more action. Or, I'll find more lands too. That works, yeah. Alright, well, I feel like this just gets forced and then I have no action. Maybe I played that greedy? No? Wow. Okay. I don't know why that happened. I don't know what's happening. I must have played this greedy, but the fact that my Narset survived is very intriguing to me. Don't know what that means. I mean, they have a lightning bolt. No. Okay, so it's just bug and they didn't have force, so now they're gonna drop Collector Roof, I guess? No. What the fuck's happening? What could possibly be in my opponent's hand? Okay, let's stop and let's think. Don't really want to dig, but I could dig after, like, my Yogg-Will gets countered or something. I could just vamp for a powerful spell, and I have Yogg-Will backup. It's probably my best, actually. I kind of like just, like, vamping into Vault Key. Maybe Ancestral is just better with Yogg-Will. And I can't get negated. I'll just do it at Ancestral on their turn. Maybe that's better. Or maybe they're holding open Hold Ratio. Okay, I'm going to play around Hold Ratio. Yeah. I mean, if they were going to... I mean, that's also fine, though. Hardcasting negation on their turn is fine. Oh, it's an Endurance. Holy shit, that's a blowout. Okay. Well, I guess it's not as much of a blowout as me actually casting my Yogg-Will. I think I'm supposed to gush after this. No, this is good. Like, this is actually not that bad for me. So if I gush, I go up to 5 cards in hand. Sorry, I go up to 5 cards in hand, and then down to 4 and up to 7. Yeah, that's fine. This is not in the gush book, by the way. Don't try this at home. Oh, they did have negation. Okay. That's pretty bad for me. I don't know why I cast that now. I could have cast it. I mean, I could have cast it in their upkeep. Yeah, maybe that was bad. I don't like the play I just made. I've got too greedy. It felt like they had nothing for some reason, but they did. I didn't think they had negation after that. That's not a big deal. Still fine. No, we went for Ancestral, and I was going to Ancestral on their turn, but then they tapped out, so they couldn't get flustered. What a weird game. Now I just need to... now I just get Collector Roofed and I lose, right? Yeah, I wouldn't have gone in their upkeep. I don't know. I think I played this game pretty poorly. I think it's highly likely I played this game badly. I don't like how I play this game at all. Don't know what I was thinking exactly. I think I always have enough mana here, even if they ate, so I'm just gonna go for the dig. I vamped for Ancestral, and it ended up getting negated. Which I was trying to avoid. And it was a big reason that I didn't go for Time Vault, so it's a little weird. It's all a little weird. The biggest thing it was good that I didn't go for like a Yogwill because my opponent had an Endurance, which I don't think I was thinking about at the time. I had a very bad read on what was in their hand. Just gonna turn my key into an elk probably, or my soul ring. Yeah, we're very dead here, right? This is gonna be a tough game to win. Yeah. I think I made some pretty big mistakes in this game. That's an interesting draw, actually. So now a question is, no, I think the answer is just I make my soul ring unblockable and I just kill their Oko. That was pretty cool. Oh, I was supposed to leave open a blue so I could hold open Fluster. Fucking hell. I knew I was... So the reason I tapped my land is because they can get Wastelanded. So if I like left open a blue, I knew it could get Wastelanded. But it would have let me hold open Fluster. It would have ended up getting Wastelanded, but... So unfortunately, my opponent does have an active Deathrite Shaman, which means I can't Yogwill back my Time Walk. Saga seems good here after they've used 2 Wastelands, though. I'm just dying really fast is the biggest problem. Just dying extremely fast. I think I'm just supposed to do... They have Vigor? That'd be interesting, I guess. All right, so I think I need to chump block with a Soul Ring this turn. It also lets me have a better Yogwill theoretically later. Oh, my Yogwill's gonna be shit no matter what. Oh, they ate the dig through time, not the time walk. That's interesting. Well, I know I have a Citadel. Yeah, I guess we can look. I don't really think it makes a super big difference. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm always chump blocking here no matter what. So I actually don't get anywhere. Well, I get one new card. Yeah, okay. So I do want to get this Delta. Especially if I get oofed. I can needle, but will it be too late? I guess is the biggest question. I'm gonna go to 6 this turn. I don't think there's any reason to Yogwill. I am gonna go to 6 here, and then I can go to 4. If I get like trophied or something, it's pretty bad. They didn't attack. If I make this, go to 5. I get a spin. If I draw Mystical right now and cast Mystical right now, I can get a Tinker. I can still make a Construct. No. I would have to fetch another mana source, but I don't want to fetch a mana source. I want to fetch a Needle on Shaman. Maybe I just want to take this Brainstorm and then Brainstorm away my Yogwill. Maybe that's better. Oh, I guess I should Brainstorm first. Well, no, because now I don't know if they are going to let my Deathrite Shaman thing resolve. I don't know if there's a good way to do this. I want to needle the Deathrite Shaman, but I also want to get rid of my Yogwill. But my Yogwill can get a Saga, though. Well, I think this is easy anyways. All right, if this resolves, I get to Needle Deathrite. It's really good. All right, got the Needle Deathrite. Beautiful. That was really good for me. They should probably have activated beforehand. Now I actually have a decent Yogwill. Can I attack? I might have lethal next turn if I attack. How do I lose? Another endurance. Doesn't actually lose. I'm losing to Force of Vigor no matter what, I believe. If they don't chump, they like could die to this Manifold Key is the problem. I mean, that worked really well for us. I don't even think we're in danger anymore. He just concedes? I feel like we stole that game. We probably are not supposed to win that game, and I played pretty badly. I'll take it, though. We keep crushing these bug decks. Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I've always had like recently. Is I don't feel like I'm winning by. I feel like I'm just like winning by my opponents are winning for me, right? Recently, I don't know. That's kind of how I feel. Doesn't really feel like I'm the one winning a lot of the times. What was the fourth card I take out in this matchup? Narset. Yep. Key, Vault, Narset, Sphinx. No, not Sphinx. Sphinx I want in. Why don't I take Sphinx out? Why am I trying to board out Sphinx? It's my best card. What's the other card I board out here? Oh, I guess it's a different deck list. That's why. No, which is great in this matchup. Which is fantastic in this matchup. It's a really, really good one. Mystical is reasonable, but I don't actually hate Mystical in this matchup because of how good Tinker Sphinx is. But I don't usually take out my 2 targets. Maybe it's just top. Having access to one, like I usually take out the second top, but I don't usually take out both tops. Like Yogwill is bad against Deathrite Shaman, but I don't think it makes it bad in general. Sphinx has protection from my opponent's deck, so it's pretty sweet. All of their removal is green. Oh, Gush. I take out Gush. That's the one I'm missing. I hate Gush in this matchup. I don't think that's actually a winning strategy, gushing away against Wastelands. Typically doesn't work out very well for you. Mostly because you can't gush back an Urza Saga. Upkeep Ancestral when I Ooh. Alright, I don't think they have it. Well, maybe they have it Fluster an Ancestral still. I might just play this and pass. Yeah, shops. It's mostly just shops tech playstyle. You can technically bring it in against you can bring it in against like Dredge. But mostly shops, yeah. I assume I'm just getting Collector Roofed here. Getting Tarmogoyfed. Okay, fair. I guess. I don't really have anything going on for me here. I don't really want to Fatal Push it. It's pretty much the least consequential creature. But I don't really like the idea of preordaining either, so I guess I'm just gonna wait more. Goyf has a very specific purpose in Vintage, and it's usually because it can block hollow ones when it's a 4/5. It does obviously see play in these like green mid-rangey things, but I don't. Yeah, it's not the strongest. I'm not gonna crack the fetch for the extra damage. Interesting choice. All right, we get to save 1 life. I like that. It doesn't come up very much that you don't have Oh, there was a fetch land already. Never mind. Sorry. That's my bad. I did not see that there was a fetch land already. I thought no one fetched. Oh, they had to fetch to play the Tarmogoyf. Okay, never mind. All right, well, I saved my preordain for a good cause. I forced that. I don't think I want to push this still. That's a funny draw. I'm thinking I'm going to push this at some point, and I think that point is now. Kind of want to bait a negation if possible. No? Okay. I don't have any fetch lands, which means I don't have very good Yogg-Wills, which is unfortunate. Okay, well. Now I kind of need to draw another black source so that I can go mana crypt. Maybe I don't need to. I have Black Lotus and Pearl in my deck for white sources. That's a sweet one, though. I don't think I need a Misstep at this point. Well, Misstep is actually not. All right, I'm going to keep Misstep, and I'm going to keep Witch. And then next turn, I'll go Mana Crypt Witch with Flusterstorm back up. Oh, this is just an Endurance. No, it's not an Endurance. Interesting. My Misstep is a turn too late, though. I would love to have countered this Deathrite Shaman. No! We're dead. We're actually dead because I Fatal Push too early. Oh, fucking hell. It's such a bad top deck for me. Yeah, it could be worse, I guess. I could have played my Mana Crypt. All right, well, if I draw a land and get a Witch in play, maybe? Well, now I can't draw a Saga, which is unfortunate. I have to draw like a fetch land. And then they have to have no answer right away. I drew a basic island. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to jam it. Sure. What do you got? Hardcast Force? Yep. I don't think I'm allowed to wait, to be perfectly honest. I think the likelihood I find a non-Saga land is fairly low. Yeah, it's a bad for me. This game was pretty sad. Yogg-Will looked pretty bad, but it only looked bad because I didn't have a fetch land, right? If I had a fetch land, I would have been able to go Yogg-Will, fetch land, Fatal Push on the Deathrite Shaman. Maybe it's still bad. I don't really have outs anymore. That was an unfortunate series of events. Yeah, that was just unfortunate. Let's try again. All right, let's try again. Okay. These hands are so weird. It feels like I'm playing a totally different format. Interesting. Interesting. Force, demonic cruise? See, like, why do I have this stupid reactive hand? Yeah, I would probably keep that hand too, but man, it feels bad. Doesn't cast demonic here? Interesting. Yeah, fair. I mean, my other opponents today have certainly shown that you can both have a combo hand that also has protection on turn 1. So, like, just one force of will doesn't really do it in modern vintage typically. There's plenty of people who will have turn 1 kill with Flusterstorm backup. What'd you draw? Pass? Endurance, maybe? Oh, I got nothing, so. I think this dig is like fairly likely to get pitched to a force of will. So I'm not sure about that. Hard cast negation on my sensei's top? Sure. No, I think Bolos is more likely our win con than dig. I think this dig is highly likely to be pitched to force of will. I think it's very, very likely. How much do I get? 1 card in my yard, and then 2 cards in my yard, and then I'm 1 away. Okay, I'm gonna pitch the mental misstep. I think we're like pretty close to doing this dig thing. I really hope they force this. No, you can't pitch Fluster here. Not with their hand. You can't pitch Fluster. Fluster's the best card in our hand. Oh god. Alright, well, they didn't force back. Their hand has more bangers than ours, so it's gonna be rough. So I can't dig with Fluster back up right now. So I can't dig. I mean, yeah, Fatal Push has been pretty bad when my opponent plays 0 creatures. True story. My opponent has a demonic and a cruise, though. That's kind of better than whatever we have in our hand, right? Now we decided to jam the demonic. Sounds like our dig through time is the one that's going to eat the Fluster. They can technically pay for this if they force a Fluster and pay. I don't think they'll do that, but... Okay, I'm going to make them cast their force on this dig through time. If they pitch something that's not force here, we have a problem because it means they have 2 forces and then they're going to refill with cruise and we're going to lose. Yep, they pitched an energy flux. All right, so we're going to lose this game. That's a decent draw, though. My opponent's hand is, like, solid. Maybe they just cruise here for 3 mana. That's what this looked like was happening. Okay, I guess that's not bad for me. So they have a forced 2 and 5 unknowns now. It's not good for me. I'll tell you that much. I drew the Lotus. That's sad. All right, well, I guess we're gonna get our Bola Citadel forced. I don't even have to pretend I have a Flusterstorm, right? I would rather just be able to play a non-wastelandable land. Which has been on and off playable. Kind of metagame dependent. It's really good with Flusterstorm, which is a pretty key card in the metagame right now. Alright, I know none of my opponent's 4 cards. They had too many Force of Wills. Sure. I'm not going to push that because I don't give a shit. Well, I might give a shit at some point here. I have Menace. Unblockable. I would think I'd rather push, like, a Deathray Shaman. Or a Tarmogoyf. Yeah. Are you scared of the Pest Army? It's literally an uncastable card. I don't know what you're on about. Okay. We're playing blue-black control, baby. Oh, the beats. Beats by which? Another one. All right, I don't want to get hit by Flusterstorm here, so I'm going to wait till my turn. I am now willing to get hit by Flusterstorm. Which is so good. Oh, we played around the Flusterstorm. Let's go. God, it always feels good to play around cards and be rewarded. Bless. Witch too strong. My opponent could have forced this Witch. That was a choice that they were allowed to make. They chose not to force this Witch. And that's the face I made in response. Okay, round 6 of 7, Vintage. We're up against Mistaken. I don't even think I've ever played against this player. I've got Vault Key combo and Mental Misstep, so I'm just going to jam it. Could use a Force in this hand, but... Damn. Yama Killer, Echo Baron, Burna Stores as 5-0s. A wild. I do think I missed a lot of ones that were in the same block. Yeah, that's probably true. Oh no, it's Shops? This hand is so bad versus Shops. Oh. That's not good. They did mulligan to 5. Oh, never mind. My hand is lit versus Shops. What am I saying? What was I saying? I think getting Island Lotus is better than any of my other plays, and I don't think cracking it for like Merchant Scroll Ancestral is very good. So I'm just gonna hold my Lotus for now. If they want to try to Ghost Quarter me, that would be fine. Second Sphere, maybe? Fuck! No! 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 No. Well, that's bad. That's a bad thing for me. Ooh, that's a good draw, though. That's a good draw. So, what can we do? Can I tinker? Probably not. I can go Saga, Pearl. Saga, Pearl. Man, I'm gonna go Saga, Pearl. Then I have 5 mana. Maybe I'm supposed to go Brainstorm, Merchant Scroll. No matter what, next turn I'll have enough to Ancestral unless they draw a Sphere. Maybe that's incorrect. I have just so many bad cards. Oh my lord, hold on, new plan. I think I did fairly well on the sets. I just had some hiccups though. I could have done better. All right, yes, you have murdered my lands. Do you have a follow-up Sphere or Revoker is the question. Your answer is no, in which case I will take the victory. We've just scammed so many Vault Key wins today. It's incredibly impressive. We have so many Vault Key wins. That was a good change to Karate's list. I like the Vault Key. It's so good against non-oof decks. I don't think it's like super good against my opponent's deck. I don't think it's like super good against Golos, but especially when they're gonna bring in null rods. But we're gonna bring in this, and this, and this, and this. And then we're going to cut Sinks and Narset and Misstep and Probe and Flusterstorm and oh god. Guess we'll bring in a Needle. I guess that does it. Do we want push for Revoker? I mean, push is better than eliminate. Some of these cards are not great, but my opportunities are not super good. Does brainstorm count as naturally drawing? I'm not really convinced that that would be the case. This looks good. What am I missing here? Who's tagging me? Okay. Focus. I do not want. Do I not want this? I think I don't want this hand. It's not that much better, but I think this is in the realm of keeps. Yeah. Ooh, that went badly for me. That is also topical. Do I keep both? I don't think so. I think I just keep one. Okay, alright, okay. See what you're up against. I see what you're doing here. Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm down. Well, I don't get ghost courted, I guess. Oh, I didn't board in swamp? Oh no, this is the land that doesn't get swamp. Never mind. I got scared. I got real scared there. It's one of the non-delta lands. I do not know why my opponent used the strip mine and not the wasteland. I agree that this seems suboptimal. And they lost so much tilt value, you know? I should have drawn with this top and then mysticaled on my upkeep. Maybe. I'm not sure. It's definitely an option to do that. I don't really like it very much, but I hate this game. Well, I need to draw a series of Magic the Gathering cards that fulfill an exact specific goal in 10 or so turns. Oh, you have a workshop too. That's bad. Oh, you have a Golos? The stupid negation, man, has been... I should have just negated the Chalice. I could have negated the Chalice, but I just had a Ruby. I didn't think it was worth it. All right, well, I'm not going to say my draws were great here, because they weren't. But... all right, I think the answer is it's Ancestral Time. It is Ancestral Time. It is Ancestral Time. Gonna look for some lands and maybe a Hercules recall. There were definitely different ways I could have played this game. That was a really good set of draws. All right, the game continues. I didn't draw didn't draw a blue card, but we got some plans, you know? And plans are a start. We like plans. Are they gonna bounce their Golos? No. No. What is this? Gross. Okay, I take 8, 11, 8, 10 and go to 1. Well, you're gonna, why are you bouncing Golos? Are you gonna tab me? What's the plan? I'm so surprised. That was an attacker that we could have attacked with. Oh, you drew a Saga? Maybe their plan was to Saga things. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. I still am in deep shit, but... Talarian, yes, that makes a lot of mana. Oh, they're just not attacking. Okay. Well, I've successfully drawn all my Moxen that we were missing before. So I could Fatal Push this Revoker, and that lets me do top things. But I kind of want to Fatal Push this loads. Well, no, I should Fatal Push the Revoker and try to find a Hercules recall. But I could just play a second Witch this turn. So I guess we're going to get wrecked by this Golos, aren't we? I guess not. What are they going to do? Replay Golos? Do I have time to play a second Witch? I guess my real question. I don't think so. All right, so I kill your Revoker. And then I look for Hercules, and that's my way out of this mess. No Hercules. So let's just take a fetch land and then spin again next turn. Yep. I can spin it again, I guess. If I need to blue card on top. If I have to blue card on top, we're probably losing this game. Oh, then I can't pay for it. You're right. I don't think we're allowed to put a blue card on top, because I think we're losing this game if we do that. We're playing our Forge after playing our Thorn, which is an interesting choice, for sure. My opponent has made some interesting choices in this game. So if I crack and then I spin, I can't act. Yeah, I can still play and exactly play a Hercules. Okay. Yeah, I think that's my only choice. I think I have to crack and find a Hercules, bounce their board, replay all my Moxen, play my Sedgemoor Witch, and then, I mean, I'm still going to be in trouble, but I will be in less trouble. I'm going to just completely expose myself to Ghost Quarter. Yep. All right, we're looking for Hercules recalls. Any Hercules recalls? No Hercules recalls, you say. All right, so can I just concede? All right. I don't think it matters what my opponent chooses to do, because I don't believe we can win. All right, this is frozen. Cool. All right, game 3 on the play. We've got Tinker, we've got Force. We're gonna have a good time. So this was a great example of why I wanted to play. I debated with Kane of whether I should play a negation or a 4th Hercules. This was definitely a place where we would have rather had a 4th Hercules. All right, on the play, shops, Tinker. We found a Tinker. No fast mana, though. Wow. Are you allowed to keep this? Wow. That's an interesting question. I don't think so. I think you can just do better. God, why? It's not even turn 3 Tinker, like if they have a sphere. I'm gonna keep this hand and lose to everything, I think. This just loses to their 9 wasteland effects, but should beat every other thing. I guess it loses to 9 wasteland effects and 4 null rods, so 13 cards. So probably can't actually keep this. We just don't even play Mana Crypt. I guess we could technically hold up Force on turn 1. Maybe it's playable. What? I don't think that's even remotely true, Toaster. I think this is well within keepable range, while my first hand was not within keepable range. I think you're severely underestimating how good playing a bunch of Moxen on turn 0 is. Like, the 7 I don't think is remotely keepable, whereas this is justifiable. This Force is not unusable. That would be an incorrect analysis. You could just put the push on the bottom, play Delta Mox Mana Crypt, force their first play, and play Saga. Yeah, you see this card actually has 3 blue casting costs. It's kind of weird, I know. Cards can be cast for mana. I'm just debating whether I want to do that. I don't think the answer is yes. I think I'm going to mulligan this hand and look for a better London Mulligan 5. Yeah, this is better. No, I don't think I'm supposed to keep the first hand. I think it loses to too many cards from them. The question is, yeah, there's no question. This is the play. Hope I don't get mind break trapped. All right, whatever. Go. Saga. Crucible. It's interesting that these shops players are not keeping hands with. Oh, Trinisphere, sure. No, they got a mana crypt. We got a helper. That's also a tinker for a Blightsteel, depending on what they do here. I think we're winning this game. I highly doubt my opponent makes a play this turn, so we're just gonna get a Blightsteel and beat them. Is it because you're playing Golos shops again, Slasher? Or what's the key? What is the key? Nice. Congrats. Wait, they're not making a Saga token? What are they doing? I'm very surprised. Well, I guess this game might be interesting. Let's see what they play. I feel like if you're in the blind and don't know my hand, you would make a Saga token, right? Oh, I mean, if you have an extra 2 mana, then you can play a 3-drop. That's fine. All right, well, I'm going to put a Blightsteel in play. Am I going to put a Blightsteel in play? I feel like I'm going to put a Blightsteel in play. I don't put a Blightsteel in play. Does mean I can't cast this Hercules unless I draw a land, but... you go, I missed you so. Sometimes it's like forever since you've been gone. What is the plan, Stan? One a mana crypt flip. Impressive. I don't know. I think from what I remember yesterday, the only play they have to beat Blightsteel is Bridge. They chose not to make... They chose not to make a construct, and they chose not to float mana? Okay. Land wins. Those are not castable, so... even if they manage to bridge, they have an active mana crypt. So should be winning. Also, we have a bunch of 1/1s. Not that they would lose a mana crypt flip. All right. A classic Justin. A Tinker Blightsteel against Shops. You love to see it. Didn't even get to Hurkyl's Recall. Sad day. Locked under your own 3-ball. Blightsteel is less meta because of how good Sphinx is against Bug. You're going to Ghost Quarter your Ancient Tomb. Ah, all right. I will salute you on your way out. Good night, sweet mistaken. Are we? When are we going out though? You gotta. You can't just leave me hanging like this. I guess I'm just gonna be. All right, there it goes. All right, Tinker OP. You love to see it. Okay, 7th and final round, Vintage PTQ. We're 4-2, trying to do our best. His hand looks acceptable. I want to go back and look at the ones I missed. I think I did pretty well, though. Uh-oh. That's a mana crypt. God, my hand is really bad if my opponent's on Shops. All right, well. Sometimes it do be like that. I'm gonna fetch a non-basic here and see if I can bait a Ghost Quarter activation. No, I shouldn't do that. I should just play an island. I really, really needed my opponent not to be on Shops to keep this hand. They have a workshop too? Oh, I guess we're just dead. Oh, we're very dead. Oh, so very dead. This looks like just Golos strip mine, probably. Yeah, keeping a Flusterstorm Mental Misstep hand against a Shops opponent is not ideal, for sure. Oh, wait, are we getting... Alright, never... Alright, cool. Cool. Alright, at least we get to get rid of this game real quick. I am no longer allowed to cast Magic the Gathering spells, which is always a fun time. Blightsteel, Negation, Hurkyl's, Swamp, Needle, Push, Sphinx, Narset, Eliminate, Misstep, Probe, Flusters, and out, and submit. All right, next. Yeah. That was rough. Someone nerf workshops, please. It's too strong. Oh man. This is the 7th and final round. I'm a little tired, huh? All right, on the play. Versus shops. Let's go. This hand, no bueno. Try again. Better. Keep. Probably can just bottom basic island. Action, please. Survey says not exactly. All right, your go, opponent. I got lands. Damn, my opponent played one land and makes as much mana as all my artifacts. How is that fair? What's a force of will anyways, chat? What's a force of will anyways? I'm not lucky enough to win anymore. I used all my luck yesterday. I did mulligan a hand that had force of will for what it's worth. Glad I put down their clock for them though. That always feels good. And a Revoca. Sure. Narset. Boarded that one out. Sorry, friend. Lost my flip, as per usual. Drew another land, of course. Okay. Well, that's a viable option, is it not? That sure looks like a Blightsteel to me. So I was gonna play Saga there, but now I'd rather just be immune to Strip Mine. Sorry, not a Strip Mine. Immune to Wasteland and be able to just tinker if they have no Sphere. Which I don't think they have a Sphere, or they would have played a Sphere instead of a Revoker, I would think. I am kind of glad we played Lightsteel though. Sure. Too late, friend. It's too late. Hide from it. Run from it. The Blightsteel still comes. Thank you for participating in this game of Magic the Gathering. Let's please go to the next. I should have played this Saga, by the way. It was a pretty big misplay, actually. I was too excited. I definitely should have played Saga, by the way. It was not close to close. I could possibly lose this game. All right, well, they had a Wasteland anyway, so it didn't matter. This is a Golos. Yikes. So now they can actually activate their Saga. They do still have to block with the Golos. I definitely should have played my Saga, by the way. I might lose. There's like a non-0% chance that I lose this game because I didn't play Saga that turn. So that would be fun, right? I guess if they have Wasteland Crucible, maybe it didn't matter. I don't know if my actions matter super much. I guess if I draw Hercule's Recall, it's pretty sweet. Any chance they have a maze? I don't think there's any chance they have a maze, but it's some sweet tech. They could totally run it if they wanted to. You could totally put a maze if you felt that you were losing to Blightsteels too much. My opponent is in the tank, though. Yeah, I would get an extra construct if I had played this Saga and they made the same line they chose this time. So it was a pretty big mistake for me not to play this Saga. We'll see if it comes back and bite me. It would be pretty funny, or not, it would be pretty justice if it did come back and bite me, so. They got a strip mine. I don't know why I played this pre-combat. Whatever. Okay. So they can actually make a Saga token that's a 5/5, which is not big enough. Oh, actually, it'll be a 6/6, which is big enough to survive another turn if they tap their Wasteland and their Strip Mine. They're pretty far away from doing things like Karn Bridge because they have null rotted themselves, so they can't get like a Black Lotus here. So Okay, what are we doing? What's chat up to? How's everybody doing? Who can find the line to get my opponent out of this game? Oh. Wow, my opponent's got a lot of gas. They do still have to block with this construct. We can only currently take 5 on the return, though. Oh, actually, we take 2 right now and go to 9, and then we can take 5. They got an Urza Saga after needling Urza Saga. Classic. A classic. A bold choice. Yep. Okay, cool. It's a good thing I have a Blade Steel, because I got nothing else. Have to block with the construct. Sure. Oh, I should have done this the other way, right? They would have died? Fucking hell. Oh, whatever. Doesn't... Yeah, so if I had blocked the other way, I would have been able to kill both. Yeah, your opponent... You can't activate Urza Saga. You turned off Urza Saga. Alright, nice. If my opponent didn't turn off Urza Saga, I get to make Urza Saga tokens, so... Though this block ordering was bad, because I could put 5 poison counters on Golos and 6 poison counters on the construct, and then after Golos dies, the construct would go down 1 health and would die. So I did misorder this blockers here, for sure. And obviously not playing the Saga was also bad. So I made a bunch of misplays there, but sometimes you just tinker and you don't give a shit anymore, and that might have been what happened. Who's to say? Who's to say, really? I actually think I want 2 pushes. I hate Gush so bad. I don't think my opponent not needling Saga would have prevented me from winning, but it would have just been more annoying. I would have been like making Saga tokens, and they would make Saga tokens, and they would chump and stuff. I think, anyways. I don't know. I didn't do the math. Math is for blockers. It's only 3:45, huh? Feels real weird when you start a tournament that early. Yeah, you don't want to bring extraction in against workshops. This looks like a keepable hand to me. It has some risks associated with it, but we've got 2 mana on turn 1. We have Force for their first play. Time Walk to find another mana source. Preordain. I like this hand. I'm going to keep it. I wish this hand had like 1 more mana. Like an island. If this hand had an island, I'd be a lot happier. Obviously, if this hand had a Tinker, I'd be a lot happier, but... We also have like good draws, like a second island, which let us go time walk into Merchant Scroll Ancestral. There's a lot of good stuff happening here. There are definitely some weaknesses in this hand, but overall on the draw, it's not a bad hand for by any means. My plan today is to eat Papa John's. That is a choice you could make. there's gotta be a one better pizza place in Papa John's, even if you're in South Carolina. There's gotta be something better. Watch Krilla and the Girlfriend and Sneak and Vintage content sounds great, but come on. We gotta find you some pizza that's better than Papa John's. It has to exist. It has to. Like, I get it. You're craving pizza. Oh, I guess if your girlfriend wants it, then your hands are tied, I guess. All right. They finally kept their sixer. Let's see what they got. Oh yeah, it's true. The new Marvel movie did come out. I might go see that. I heard good things. I also want to see Dune when it comes out. I didn't end up seeing the Green Knight, but I want to see that. Why do you have so much mana? What is happening? No! That's unacceptable. No, I've been meaning to read Dune, but I've never gotten around to it. Please don't have a follow-up. Please don't have a follow-up. Also, if they had a follow-up, they probably were supposed to play it before Karn. Like, if they had a Sphere, all they have to do is cast Sphere before Karn, and then they just play the Karn, and I lose, so... Whatever, I don't care anymore. F6. I'm bored. I'm so bored, chat. So bored. Just let me go get my Storybook Brawl win of the day. Let me go do my Final Fantasy Duty Roulette. I could maybe listen to Dune as an... The problem I have with audiobooks, I like audiobooks. The problem I have with audiobooks is I fall asleep. And so when you fall asleep while listening to an audiobook, you don't know when you fell asleep, and the audiobook keeps running. And the fuck? That's a nice sixer, isn't it? Lands? Ooh, okay. I like that. That's a good preordain. You can get a sleep timer, so it pauses it every 30 minutes. Interesting. I have not heard of this. That's an interesting idea. Fuck off. No, we're playing the long game against my opponent here. We'll be fine. We've got a force for their next threat. They've got an active mana crypt. We got blue mana eventually. I pitched a dig through time on my first force. I'm gonna probably pitch a merchant scroll on my, or time walk on my second force. So a time walk's pretty good if I hit a land drop. They drew a saga, which I can't force. I hate this game. All right, I'm gonna play the second Saga out here. All right, I think this is still a winning game for me. It's just got a little bit more. Come on! Can you please top deck something that isn't insane? We're so fucked. I feel like from the position we were in, after my opponent strip mined my Underground Sea, we would win most games of Magic. But this is the sequence that we just don't win. If my opponent just draws another waste, a Saga into waste. Okay, so the good news is, as long as they don't draw a Wasteland again, if they don't draw a Wasteland again, what we get to do is we get to get a Black Lotus, Hercules their board, and Ancestral ourselves. So we should be okay, theoretically, still. That's fine, don't give a shit. That's fine, don't give a shit. Do you have a good card? No, no good cards were found. Okay, so we're safe. We're safe. This game is safe. I thought we might lose this game for a quick second here. It was close. That was not a good draw, though. I'm pretty sure I'm getting a Black Lotus. I think it's better than getting a Sapphire. Should I play Mana Crypt and scroll? What can I scroll for, though? I can scroll for a Brainstorm? Okay, yeah, I'm going to do that then. I pitched Dig to my initial Force of Will. Oh, I can scroll for a Hercules Recall, and do I want to Blight? Shit. I could scroll for a Mystical for a Tinker, and no, I can scroll for a Mystical for a Yogwill. Woohoo! All right, I'm doing that. Black Lotus, Ancestral, Mystical for Tinker and Time Walk. Oh, I forgot to get rid of this Blight Steel, didn't I? Oh well. Is there a better thing? I might go to 8. I need to get rid of this Mana Crypt anyways. Probably fine. Tinker. Time Walk. Go next. I probably did not play this sequence correctly, actually. Maybe they'll concede before I put the Blightsteel in play. All right, whoops. Oh, now I can't force whatever it was I was gonna force, but whatever. I don't think it matters. I really don't feel like I played that very well. I feel like I could have gotten a Saga back or something. No, I couldn't. I had to fetch. Ah, right. They have a cage. Well, I don't have other Tinker targets, so what do you want from me? I don't think a cage is kind of annoying for sure. I don't know. I'll get another Hercules or something. Tinker for top may have been better. Maybe, yeah. I thought my whole plan was to put this back in my library, but somehow I didn't end up doing that. I don't know. I played it too fast and loose. I didn't really make a very strong play. I actually am not sure if I'm going to 5-2 here. I kind of misplayed this pretty horrendously, so we'll see. My opponent doesn't have any action. They have a bunch of mana to play from their hand. But they also have like a Chalice and a Cage. So I guess if like they top deck Golos here, it's pretty annoying, right? Yeah, that's true. I do have like Sedgemoor Witch, but I have to draw spells that I can cast is the problem. I do have the ability to hardcast Force possibly on the next turn, so there are some upsides, but yeah, I misplayed pretty badly. It's pretty readily available information that I don't think I played that very well. I think the general idea of what I did was fine, but I think the details were not very good. Unfortunately, like I drew my Blightsteel, right? That was the biggest problem with the line I took. So they drew a Revoker for turn. Wonder what they're going to Chalice on. They should probably just Chalice on 2 so they can't get Hercules, right? Nice, Ben. Oh, now I can't force, actually, because they named Ruby. Yep, they Chaliced on 2. All right, we could lose this game. Never mind, we can't lose this game. What am I talking about? Too strong. Only lands, huh? I'm going to start my only lands soon. It'll be great. Yo, thanks for the raid. We're almost done here. No, you can't block that. This says unblockable. I just did the keywords course on Sporkle. I know that menace means unblockable. He can't fool me. Oh, they drew something, though. Crucible? Uh-oh. 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 We got a problem. How do I only draw lands? Yes, let me force my Crucible with 0 blue cards and not 5 mana. What do you want from me, chat? I can't break the game. So I think we're going to win the game with Manifold Key's secondary ability here, which is kind of gasoline. This ability comes up so much. It's incredible. I played this game atrociously. Just so poorly. I played so badly, but it just doesn't matter. I'm actually 1 damage short though, aren't I? And this is no longer... Oh no, I'm not 1 damage short because this thing has Menace. Oh my god. Can't be blocked. Have to double block. This deals the extra 1 damage. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. I'm so fucking lucky. I played so bad. 2 unblockables. I just drew it up. I just saw the line. I knew in my heart of hearts the way I fucking yeah, exactly as we drew it up. Yep, that's the one. I played this so badly. To be fair, I also hit 5 lands in a row off my Citadel. Oops, unblockable. Oops, unblockable. No, not me. I could have had spells the first turn when there was no cage. The very first turn when there was no cage, I did not have to... I could have, I had some life to give. I could have played some spells. I just drank all my water. We're out. We're out of water. Look at that. 5-2. I'm going to get, miss top 16. I don't know. I'm probably missing top 16, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ooh, yep. I'm going to miss top 16. I'll 5-2 miss top 16. That's brutal. All right. Yeah, let's recap real quick. What do we think about this deck? It was all right. Wait, so Slasher had the same record as me and he's gonna top 8? Unlucky. I'm so sad. Yeah, I just need to win, win more often. So what do we think about this deck? It seemed pretty good. I liked it a lot better than I liked Esper Tinker, and the biggest reason for that was the mana was much better. We had a bunch of cards in our graveyard, or in our sideboard for graveyard hate, and we saw 0 Bazaar, so that might be something worth noting. I don't really feel the Golos matchup is that bad. You just cast Tinker and hope it works, which is how you normally do. And then the Eliminate looks a little sus, but the rest of it seemed fine. There's a lot of lands in this deck, which is worth noting, but it does allow you to actually use your Saga when you're Crucibled, which is really, really nice. And I definitely liked 3 basics. 3 basics seemed pretty strong. Yeah, we farmed Bug. Let's see. We lost to 8 cast horribly. Then we farmed Bug, beat 8 cast, got farmed by Jeskai. I don't remember what CCO was on. Farmed Bug, and then we beat 2 Golos players. So, yeah. I mean, I don't really feel like our deck would be very good against 8 cast, though it's obviously very winnable. It's just who has the more broken hand. And then I think where you're fine against Bug, you have a Sphinx and Sedgemoor Witches, and I kind of think the Bug matchup seems pretty reasonable with the actually having the lands to be able to use the Sagas. It does kind of hinge on the Bug player not drawing Force of Vigor, but at least you have some backup plans. But overall, yeah, we just lost to Jeskai, and we lost to a person who had an incredible 8 cast opener. So not a bad day on at the office for all intents and purposes. I think this deck is good. It's probably the idea that I would say moving forward is probably the way I would want to build these Tinker Saga decks. I don't know if it's the best way to play Tinker. Yeah, I think Witch was fantastic all day. I think this card's super good. I think it fell off because none of the people who were playing Witch decided to put Saga into their deck. But if you just like build your Witch deck with Saga, then I don't like Witch is actually very good against Saga because making a pests and blocking constructs is like so free. I've been off Hull Breacher since the moment someone put a Hull Breacher in the deck. I thought the Hull Breacher part of Esper or the Hull Breacher part of Tinker was atrocious, and it only gets worse the more people who play Hull Breacher. I think Vault Key won us a lot of games today. I was incredibly impressed with Vault Key. I don't think Vault Key is bad at all. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know exactly know what I said for Hull Breacher, but I think like there was a point in time where there wasn't a lot of, you know, like wheels going around where you could play a Tinker Hull Breacher. But I think Hull Breacher was just the worst part of that deck, and it only got worse the more other people play Hull Breachers. So I think Hull Breacher is just a bad card, and I wouldn't play it. At least right now, anyways. I like this way of building Tinker. I think this looks good. This deck inspires a lot more confidence in me than the Esper Tinker deck did. I really felt the Esper Tinker deck was quite bad, and then this deck I felt was fine. Like if we just drew a little bit better today, I think we could, you know, very easily be X1. Because I don't think I played super well at all today. I think I played okay. There were some instances where I made some really good calls against like Flusterstorms and stuff, but in general, I don't think I played an incredible day of Magic. So I think this deck is definitely one of the better versions of Tinker I've seen yet. So we'll see what happens. I do think that Sedgemoor Witch is incredibly underrated, and anyone who tells you this card is bad hasn't really done the work necessary to make it you know, to facilitate it. I think it has a lot of staying power in Vintage, to be perfectly honest, especially in this metagame that is based on like creatures and constructs. So yeah, that's going to be it for me. If you came from a raid, thank you for sticking around. If you're new here, my name is Justin. I'm actually level 1 Vintage streamer. I stream normally on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern and Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern for the challenges. Everything else is just what I feel like doing after I get out of my 9 to 5 during the week. So if you're interested in watching more Vintage, make sure you follow this channel. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. I put all my VODs on YouTube, so if you were to ever miss a stream but you want to see more Vintage action, you can go check out the YouTube channel. There's a ton of content on there. If you're just looking for some Vintage content to put on the background while you wait, I have over 1,500 videos on my YouTube channel over the past 2.5+ years of streaming. PTQ wins, Mox wins, Crazy Brews, and just normal PO decks. So there's a lot there if you haven't been there before and you want to check out Vintage. There's also going to be a link in chat to the Discord. That's like the place to go on the internet to watch or to talk about Vintage. People there will help you get into the format, help answer your questions. Vintage is great on Magic Online, and it's pretty accessible on the digital client. So I think Vintage is a great thing to be experimenting with if you play any Magic Online at all. And so that's it for me. I hope everyone has a great rest of their long weekend. If I assume if you're in America, it's a long weekend. If you're not, probably just a normal weekend. But yeah, have a great day.